The Russian fiber-optic drone was in standby mode for ambush. First, a Ukrainian soldier passed by. The operator waited calmly. Then, upon seeing the second Ukrainian soldier, he activated the propellers. The Russian drone operator flew the drone toward the second Ukrainian soldier. A Ukrainian marksman eliminated 2 Russian occupiers in Sumy region. What this Russian occupier was doing in one of the buildings of Pokrovsk, taking off the pants of another occupier, is absolutely unclear. A Ukrainian sabotage group destroyed 3 Russian soldiers during a combat operation in the Donetsk region. A Ukrainian paratrooper kills a Russian soldier in the Sumy region with a single accurate shot to the head. Footage from the 81st Separate Airborne Assault Galician Brigade. The Ukrainian armed forces are fleeing Huliaipol. The enemy claims that during regrouping, one of the units withdrew from its positions without coordination, thereby exposing one of the flanks. Russian armed forces units took advantage of the opportunity and outflanked the enemy forces. Militants complain that there is zero coordination at the Ukrainian armed forces' forward positions. Attempts to redeploy manpower reserves closer to the LBS are futile. They simply don't make it. Credit goes to the unmanned aerial systems units of the East Group of Forces. Work continues on Russian logistics in the difficult Konstantinivka direction. Cursed Empire. 100th Motorized Rifle Brigade destroyed 5 cars. Bukhanka, a buggy, 2 motorcyclists, a truck, and a motorcycle. A loitering munition, presumably a BM-35, struck a mobile fire group of the Ukrainian armed forces covering a nearby substation in the Chernihiv region.
Пизда машине.
Over 500 Ukrainian tanks destroyed by Zala Lancet systems during the air defense operation. Over 500 Ukrainian armored vehicles were destroyed during the air defense operation by Zala Lancet reconnaissance and strike system crews. This data is based on an analysis of open sources. Among the targets destroyed were over 60 modern NATO tanks, including American M1 Abrams, German Leopard 2, and British Challenger 2. The Zala Lancet system's high effectiveness is achieved through its integration into a unified reconnaissance and strike system. Target coordinates are transmitted to operators in real time from Zala Z-16 reconnaissance UAVs. Thanks to its maneuverability and modern guidance algorithms, the Lancet systems attack vehicles from unprotected directions, striking weakly armored areas, often resulting in ammunition detonation. We present a selection of footage from objective monitoring of the use of Lancets against Ukrainian armed forces tanks over the past year. Drone operators' first AKNGU killed during the shelling of Kramatorsk has increased to 2. Rescuers have pulled the body of a woman from under the rubble. Special Operations Forces continue to destroy enemy warehouses and personnel accumulation sites. In Donetsk region, SSO drones hit an enemy personnel accumulation site in Pokrovsk, and in the village of Beloyarivka they successfully hit an ammunition depot of the 51st Special Forces. In Luhansk region, in the village of Denezhnikovo, an ammunition depot of the 3rd MRD was hit. GUR destroyed important elements of enemy air defense in Donbass. In just one night on November 29, 9A-83 launcher from S-300V air defense system, which was on combat duty, and two expensive 1L-125 Niobium SV radar stations at once. Ukrainian MiGs destroyed Russian fortifications and soldiers. In the Pokrovsk agglomeration, isolated cases of the enemy appearing near logistics corridors are recorded. 7th Corps of DSHV. However, the Ukrainian military detects and strikes the enemy to ensure logistics. The pilots of the 63rd Brigade of the 3rd Corps destroyed 30 Russian soldiers. Drivers on the approach to Dnipro see Russian Iskander missiles hitting houses. Minus Russian bridge layer, a piece of equipment that was supposed to help the enemy with logistics. The FPV drones in the hands of the pilots of the UAV unit of the 3rd Svoboda Battalion worked out clearly. Operators of the 8th Regiment conducted special operations in the Donetsk region. Operators of the 8th Regiment of the Special Operations Forces, advancing to carry out the task, destroyed the Zdun a moment before the attack. The FPV drone on a fiber optic, which was in the target waiting mode, was noticed and hit during an attempt to take off. During the special operations, the soldiers destroyed 2 occupiers, took 2 more prisoners. Thanks to the intelligence information obtained from the prisoners, the location of the enemy's fortifications and firing points was determined. By adjusting the artillery fire of the senior commander, the positions were destroyed. In the south, border guards UAV operators destroyed enemy equipment and eliminated infantry. Fighters also used FPV drones to strike enemy shelters along with artillery firing positions. The invader tried to hide behind a tree, but it didn't work. In the Kursk direction, border guards UAV operators of the Steel Border Brigade destroyed 3 enemy shelters using FPV drones. In addition, the fighters eliminated a Russian attack aircraft and an invader in a shelter. Aero bomber UAV operators clearing roads of Russian waiting drones. A Ukrainian ground drone with an M2 Browning machine gun engaged a Russian MTLB in a direct frontal encounter.